He was the quarterback of Notre Dame in 1969. He was on the cover of Time magazine while he was at Notre Dame. Please welcome Terry Hanratty. Terry, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Ryan. Great to be here. And I'm sort of really liking on that sweatshirt you got there, man. I haven't seen one like that before.
You're the man. We'll see if we can
around an offensive lineman. You know, my son,
absolutely.
Lineman at Notre Dame. They always took care of me from high school to college to the pros. So you guys are the man.
I know you were a good quarterback already because every good quarterback knows and loves their linemen. And great to see you. I know you battled COVID earlier. What was that like to get over?
That was an interesting time. You know, at the time I thought it was just regular flu, but then all of a sudden it started to keep progressing. And luckily I have a great doctor here, and she put me on the hydroxychloroquine right away. And I was in the hospital for about 5 days. I lost a lot of weight, but it was sort of a good omen. It's hard to say that, but I got down to my high school weight, and I feel great. And right now probably feel as good as I've felt in an awful long time. So that's great.
Well, we look forward to those photos of you in your high school Speedo, man. It'll be great. We'll be on the cover of Time magazine again. What was it like?
Long gone, man. Long gone.
What was it like to be on the cover of Time magazine, such a major publication during your days at Notre Dame and still today?
It was embarrassing, to be honest with you, because Notre Dame and Era and their coaching staff didn't want us on the cover. And the Time magazine wanted to put Jimmy and I on it. Seymour, my receiver, and we had so many great upperclassmen. We had Larry Condra, Nick Eddy, George Gedicke. You go on Alan Page and Pete Duranko and all these, Jimmy Lynch, and those are the guys that really deserve to be on the cover. But they like the pretty guys, right? But they couldn't. Notre Dame would not give them a picture. They had to use a painting of a picture in order to get it on the magazine. Little known, right?
Era's
right here.
Era was trying to shut down your money making early. He didn't want you to have too many girlfriends and focus on the game. I'm not sure he was wrong, but you went from Notre Dame and then played. We share the Pittsburgh Steelers in our history. You were a second-round pick for the legendary coach Chuck Noll. Tell us a story about your time with Chuck Noll as a Pittsburgh Steeler and a two-time Super Bowl champion.
Well, first of all, my hometown is only 30 miles from Pittsburgh. Butler, Pennsylvania, right up the road, north of Pittsburgh. So it was fun to come back home, and I was Chuck Noll was a rookie coach. I was a rookie quarterback, and Joe Green was the first pick that year. I was the second pick. I did all right in the first round, and but it was interesting because we won our opening game. We played in the old Pitt Stadium, which was really just the worst field in the world, well before Three Rivers or as you were mentioning earlier, Heinz Field. And so, I mean, we played the Lions the first game. We won that. Then we proceeded to lose 13 straight. But I have something in probably no one else has ever done. My rookie year, we were 1-13 with the Steelers. I played on Super Bowl 9 and Super Bowl 10. Then my last year was with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We were 0-14. So I had the two worst records ever and wedged into 2 Super Bowls. So try to figure if anybody ever did that one.
Yeah, we lost 14 games in a row when I was in Houston one year. We went 2-14. I'm glad you're still alive, man. Those are tough times for a football player. And I'll never forget going to Latrobe for training camp, and there the original Mr. Rooney had his cherry wood cigar case all encased and protected. And I thought after a couple of good days of training camp, I'm going to go check it out. Well, then, Mr. Rooney, I went and looked. It's full of Swisher Sweets, a cherry wood box with Swisher Sweets. Did you ever have any good cigars with Mr. Rooney and Chuck Noll?
I never did, but Bradshaw loved going down there to Mr. Rooney's office and stealing the cigars. Chuck was not a cigar smoker, so he was a wine connoisseur of the group. And
all right,
it was that was a great order. I mean, coming from Notre Dame and playing for the Steelers. There's a lot of it's a lot of family atmosphere, and it was just, an outstanding, place to play my pro career. And obviously Notre Dame was, the number one choice of my life. So that was it.
You and me both, my friend. Well, a lot of our viewers support Notre Dame in many ways. And I just always like to remind them of how much Notre Dame changes former players' lives. How did Notre Dame change your life?
Well, I think it gave you a real recognition. I think you really go through life. I worked on Wall Street for 30 years, and I was never hired by a Notre Dame person on Wall Street. But the respect that everybody had for the university. I mean, the outreach that it has. I mean, people really enjoyed, being around Notre Dame people, and it opens a lot of doors. I mean, it's truly what it was meant to be when you first said, once you're at Notre Dame, you're going to have all these doors open for you, and they really did. So it was. I made the decision after I first met Ara when I was about 17 years old, and it was the best decision in my life. It was, forever.
Well, we are so grateful that you came to Notre Dame. An amazing life you've had after football. Not only, as you mentioned, 30 years as a stockbroker, but you helped coach your daughter Claire's team to a softball championship. That must have been awesome.
It was a 10-year-old team. And it's the first time that the town has ever done it. I mean, that's the winning. I coached football, basketball, baseball for my son. I coached basketball and softball for my daughter. And it's the most dominating team I ever had was my 10-year-old girls softball team. And we won the state championship. It was fun. It really was great to be around all the kids.
They're never too young to learn how to win. Well, thank you so much, Terry. Appreciate it greatly.
Okay, thank you, Ryan. Take care now.